You are now watching Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel.
I shot him 6 times! What's going on, horror fanatics? Welcome to I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. As you know, I'm your host and creator of the channel, Marcus. If you have not done so already, please shoot this video a like. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm a ton. As well as if you're a new viewer to this channel, please shoot that subscribe button as well as that notification icon so you get all the latest content updates to the channel. So early Monday morning, Haydens Panettiere sat down with NFL Hall of Famer and co-host of Good Morning America, Michael Strahan, to discuss Scream 6. She went on to explain how once Scream 5 was greenlit, she got a hold of Radio Silence, urging them that, hey, she don't know if Kirby Reed could be alive or dead in the franchise, but she has an idea on how to bring her back if they'd be interested in doing it. And obviously that's when we got that Easter egg in Scream 5, showing us that Kirby Reed is still alive and that those wheels were set in motion. And obviously this was the plan, as now she is going to be in Scream 6. So definitely nice to hear that. This is something we kind of already heard before leading into the film. We heard about, Hayden reaching out to Radio Silence in order to get back into the Scream franchise. So this is nothing new. Now, she also went on to discuss how she still has a really good relationship with her cast members from Scream 4. She went on to state how they still group message each other, and that working with them was like working with family. And working on a Scream film is like working with family, which is nothing new in the franchise. From the original all the way out to the sequels, actors have come out and said working on a Scream film is like working with family. The environment is such a fun environment to be a part of. So this is definitely nothing new, and it's nice to see and hear that she still has a great relationship with her cast members from Scream 4. Now, they also went on to share an exclusive clip from Scream 6, and you can check this out here on the channel. I will leave the link in the description box so you guys can check it out. Any of you who have not seen it yet, or if you are a new viewer to this channel, if you have not seen that clip yet of Haydens Panettiere and Dermot Mulroney's character in Detective Bailey's office when her character is being introduced, you can hit that link in the description box and check it out. But here in this video, I'm going to be breaking down that clip, as in that clip with Kirby Reed and Detective Bailey, Dermot Mulroney's character, as you see here, the dialogue in this clip is completely different than from the trailers that we have gotten of this clip. We've gotten only a few short seconds of this clip in the trailers, and you hear the dialogue Kirby Reed saying, "I have been investigating Ghostface attacks." However, in this exclusive clip that they showcased on Good Morning America, the dialogue is completely different than what we have heard in the trailers, as this time around Kirby Reed actually introduces herself to Detective Bailey. That's something we did not see or hear in the trailers. We just basically assumed that maybe, they kind of maybe already knew each other, maybe already were working with each other, or maybe in a previous scene Kirby introduced herself, so on and so forth. However, in this exclusive clip, this shows that this is the introduction of Kirby Reed's character into the film, and she introduces herself to Detective Bailey and also goes on to say that she's from Atlanta, Georgia. She's from the Atlanta office, which is something new, something we did not know about, and that she has been investigating Samantha and Tara's online activity since the events of Scream 5. She has been keeping tabs on them since the events of Scream 5 happened, as when Dermot Mulroney, when she tells him that she's from the Atlanta office, he asks her, "Are you lost?" Kirby goes on to say, "Your two Vics are from my city," basically from Woodsboro, which I do find it interesting that she will refer to Woodsboro as a city. We've always referred to Woodsboro as a small town, but be that as it may, she goes on to say that the two Vics were from her city, and that she has been keeping tabs on their online activity since the events of Scream 5, which she is obviously talking about the Carpenter sisters, Samantha and Tara. So that is very, very different from what we have gotten leading into the trailers. That's completely different dialogue. And when Detective Bailey asks her basically what's her stance on this, like why is she basically being involved in this, what have you, Kirby goes on to say, "I have an interest in Ghostface attacks." this is different from the trailers. As I stated before, she stated that she was investigating Ghostface attacks. In this exclusive clip, she says that she has an interest in Ghostface attacks. Very, very different and very, very fascinating. Because in my opinion, why would Kirby, I mean, granted, she knows for a fact that these two girls are from her city or from her town, what have you, and she knows what they went through because obviously they've been through the same thing. They were basically a victim or of a Ghostface attack, what have you, and survived it. But I find it very, very interesting that she says she is interested in Ghostface attacks. As in, like, was she dealing with Ghostface attacks in Atlanta? Was she investigating Ghostface killers in Atlanta? That's something we are obviously going to have to find out once the film, once we get to see the film. But I found that piece of dialogue very, very fascinating when it came out of Kirby Reed's mouth, that I am interested in Ghostface attacks. You guys know that I think they have turned Kirby Reed into a Ghostface killer in this Scream 6 film. And in my opinion, I think that dialogue, if you really wanted to really theorize about it, I think you can make a case that the reason why Kirby Reed is interested in Ghostface attacks is because now she is the one doing them. She is a part of it. She is a part of the Ghostface attacks. That's why she is interested. So again, that's just speculation on my part from hearing that piece of dialogue, but definitely something to look out for and listen for once we get to see the film. Is that piece of dialogue, especially given that it is different from the trailer. Keep your ears open for that. The dialogue that we've gotten in the trailer and the dialogue that we have gotten from the exclusive clips. Keep your ears open to see if those any pieces of those dialogues is the same, because obviously they have been releasing different stuff since for the promotion of the movie, and that's something we talked about as well. Is that we get so many of the same scenes with different and edited dialogue or different and edited stuff within that scene. So again, when you get to the movie, pay attention for Kirby Reed's dialogue in this scene when she's talking to Detective Bailey for sure. Now, the most interesting thing in my opinion from this scene, to come out of this scene, is towards the end of the clip. You hear Samantha Carpenter come into the fray and say Kirby, and then Kirby goes to her and says, "Hey Samantha," and gives her a hug, as you can see here in this shot that I've got from that clip. And in my opinion, this shows that they know each other. The way that Samantha said Kirby, and basically Kirby walks up to her and gives her a hug, this showcases that Kirby Reed and Samantha Carpenter know each other. It's not like they're not known to who each other are. And you can, and at least in my opinion, tell by Samantha's face, she looks shocked. She didn't expect Kirby Reed to be there. She didn't expect to see Kirby Reed, and you can make a case that that's a shocked look, that just out of shock, or she's shocked like, oh shit, I didn't expect to see you here. Why are you here? What are you doing here? Definitely, kind of get that vibe off of Samantha with this facial expression. Now, I know facial expressions don't mean everything, but at the same time, I'm very big on that. I think that, you can kind of tell somebody's emotion, or what they're feeling or what they're thinking sometimes through their facial expression. And in this moment, I feel like not only is Samantha shocked to see Kirby, but she's wondering, why is Kirby there? Another thing to take note of as well is Tara's face when this happens. From what I'm taking, and in my opinion, I don't think Tara knows who Kirby is. I think maybe when Samantha and Kirby knew each other, Tara was a little too young. Now, I went and stated this before in my connections, Samantha Carpenter connections video, that how could she be connected to Scream 4? Well, I stated that she could have went to school with Kirby Reed and the rest of the characters from Scream 4. And I stated this because you got to do the math on her age. She was supposed to be born in 1997, right? Now, I know in Scream 5, they said she was 23 years old. And I've stated before that that's an error. That is a continuation error, because she should have been at the least 24 going on 25 in Scream 5, being that the movie came out in 2022 and her character is supposed to be born sometime in 1997. So she would have had to been at least going on 25 years old, and in this film she should be at least turning 26 years old. And if you do the math, you subtract 12 years, obviously, from the events of Scream 4. Scream 4 came out in 2011. If Samantha Carpenter was born in sometime in 1997, 2011 she would have been 14 years old, which means she would have been just old enough possibly to be in 9th grade. Now, why is that important is because obviously then that means she would have went to high school with Kirby Reed, Charlie Walker, Jill Roberts, etc. Now, some of you will say, well, how if she's in 9th grade and the rest of them are seniors? Keep in mind, everyone, that in most schools, some underclassmen have at least one class with upperclassmen. I when I went to high school was in 9th grade, I had the same thing as well. So it's not impossible to think that Samantha Carpenter, as a freshman, had one class with upperclassmen, and just maybe, Kirby Reed was in that classroom. It was in that class that Samantha was a part of as an upperclassman as well. That is something that I think is very, very possible in terms of Kirby Reed and Samantha Carpenter knowing each other. Another way that you could say they might possibly know each other is, what if Kirby, when Samantha was younger, what if Kirby Reed was her babysitter? Now, you'll say, well, if that was the case, how can Tara not remember Kirby Reed? Well, again, Tara is 5 years younger than Samantha Carpenter, and a total, if I'm not mistaken, of 8 years younger than Kirby Reed. You know, because Kirby Reed is going to be 29 in this film. Samantha Carpenter should be turning 26 in this film. So, depending on how old Kirby was, if she was Samantha's babysitter or whatnot, Tara might not remember. We got to keep in mind, they made it seem like she did not remember when her father left. She only remembered bits and pieces of that. She didn't remember what led to her father leaving her mother, Christina, as they showcased in Scream 5. She only said she remembered bits and pieces. So you can make a case that if Kirby was Samantha's and Tara's babysitter, she just really doesn't remember that because she was entirely too young to remember Kirby. So again, definitely some fascinating, things that come out of this clip. Especially, again, this is the most fascinating thing, in my opinion, is the fact that Kirby Reed and Samantha Carpenter seem to know each other. And this is definitely going to be a big thing to keep an eye out for in the film, especially storytelling wise, is how does Kirby and Samantha knowing each other, how will it affect the story, and how will it play out being that they do know each other? This is the most fascinating thing, in my opinion anyway, leading into the film that I've seen out of the trailers, the clips, everything. This clip right here, this shot that shows Samantha Carpenter and Kirby Reed have had some type of relationship before, definitely screams to me that this is the storyline that we should be paying heavy, close attention to when we are watching this Scream 6 film. Really excited to see where these two's relationship, how it started and how it will end. Definitely anxious to see how this is all going to play out on screen. But okay, everyone, that is it for this video. Leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know you guys' thoughts on this exclusive clip from Scream 6. What do you make of Kirby Reed stating that she has been keeping tabs on the social media accounts of Tara and Samantha Carpenter leading into this film? As well as let me know what you guys think of Kirby Reed and Samantha Carpenter's relationship. How do they know each other and what is the extent of their relationship? Leave a comment. I always love to engage and talk with you guys and hear your opinions and theories on Scream 6 and any other horror movie that we discuss here on the channel. Once again, this is I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. I'm your host and creator of the channel, Marcus. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Patreon, as well as be sure to tune in at 9:30 Eastern Time tonight, 3/8 Wednesday night, for my glow-in-the-dark Scream 6 live watch party, where I'll be having a bunch of guests, content creators coming on to the channel. We'll be playing some games, some trivia, and just an overall great time. So if you are a new viewer to this channel or a returning viewer to this channel, hit the notification bell, become subscribed if you're a new viewer, and definitely come join the party. It's going to be a great time. I hope to see you all there. Everybody have a blessed day. I will catch you all later.